Okay, student, I was thinking to discuss some concepts that I was considering that students might have some difficulties in that. So let's discuss few topics on the bond valuation. In the bond valuation, you need to remember two things. Not two things, actually many things. So let me discuss one by one. Okay. So if you see the formula of the bond is equal to C divided by yield to maturity, then 1 minus 1 over 1 plus YTM power n, then face value, after that 1 plus YTM power n, right? So first of all, you need to see a relationship between this price and yield to maturity. Okay, so it means if yield to maturity increases, the price will go down. Now many students might think that what is actually this YTM, right? YTM. If you see, I am an investor and I have some money in my pocket, so I want to invest somewhere, and this bond is giving me an option that this bond is selling at 1000 par value, and this is going to offer me 7000 if 7% and yield to maturity is 10 years. Okay, so I'm thinking that should I buy this bond or should I invest somewhere else? Invest somewhere else. So maybe I can deposit it in some bank, right? I can also deposit it in some bank. The bank is giving me 6%, right? Now you see, can you see that this bank is giving you 6% while this bond is giving you 7%. Okay, so if you put your money in the bank, so you will for 10 years, this is one option, right? And you will keep getting 6% as a return. And but if you invest your money in the bond, you are going to get 7% coupon payment. They are the same thing but different terms, right? Here we call it as interest rate. This one we call it as coupon payment, right? They're the same thing, but for the investor, remember this point very carefully, but for the investor, if he wants to invest in bond, right, what is the second option that he could have invested? He could have invested in the interest in the banks, but he can get 6%, right? So it means he would say, okay, why should I invest in a bank that is giving me 6%? So it means in the market, remember, in the market is offering him 6% while this bond is offering him 7%. So it means this is his market interest rate, right? This is his market interest rate. It means if he could have invested in the market, he would get 6%, right? So that is called the opportunity cost. So this would be 6%. Remember, this is one simple example. Okay, so why yield to maturity? To maturity, why? Because we are holding it for 10 years. So that's why if we hold this bond for 10 years and you expect the dividend to get 6%, right, as the market interest rate, mean if you divide it somewhere else, so this part is called the opportunity cost, right? Then here you are getting 7%, but opportunity cost is 6%, mean your benefits are larger than your cost. So it means you would be willing to pay more because you are getting more than you could have get or what you have lost, that is 6%, right? So in that case, if you see coupon rate is greater than yield to maturity, so bond should sell at premium. Why? Because you are going to get more. Okay, now let's assume you using 6% YTM in the previous case, right? 7% coupon rate, and then par value is 1000, right? And let's say this is for 10 years, no semi-annual compounding, just simple one. What is the price? Price is equal to 70 divided by 0.06, right? 1 minus 1 over 1.06 power 10 plus 1000 divided by 1.06 power 10. Okay, so the answer would be, so you can see that the answer is 1073.6C is greater than 1000, right? So it means now this statement is very important. You tell this that this is the intrinsic value, right? Intrinsic value. This is also called the fair value, right? This is also called the true value. So many names. Okay, true value, intrinsic value, and fair value, or you can also call it as fundamental value. Okay, why fundamental value? Because you have calculated this price using some fundamental information. You have incorporated number of years, you have incorporated other option that you could have got, but that is you are not investing there, and you have incorporated the coupon payments. So that's why we call it as should be price. Should be price, or you also call it as the price that you are willing to pay. Remember, this is the price, the maximum price, I would say, the maximum price that you are willing to pay, right? This is an important point. Now what I'm going to tell you. Okay, now you have got your intrinsic value, right? That is the maximum that you can pay, and then there is another thing that is happening in the market, in the bond market. Okay, in the bond market, what is happening? The same bond, let's say today, this is today, you have actually calculated this price, because this is also you got this information, right? Okay, but the same bond, case number one, if in the same bond in the market is selling at 900, right? Then number two, 1050, sorry, yes. Okay, number three, let's say it is selling at 1100. Now the question is, people are buying and selling in the market. This is the market where you can buy or where you can sell, but this is the price that you are sitting in your home and you have just calculated it, right? So let's say the first case, the price is 900. Would you be happy to buy this bond at 900? Remember, these are market prices, right? Market prices. So if in the market the price is 900, number one case, it is 900, would you be paying? Yes, you will say, hey, to me, I was willing to pay 1073, but people are selling at 900. I'm going to buy this because this is, you can buy it cheap. So you will say this is undervalued in the market. People should demand more, right? and for this one you will also say the same thing. Still it means it is selling less than what you are willing to pay, right? You are willing to pay 107 3.6 and these people are selling at 105. And if you see this one, you will say no, this is not the fundamental value. It means people are selling expensive, right? So it means this is overpriced in that case. Remember, one perspective is a market perspective and this perspective is yours perspective. You are doing that, okay? So you basically compare your own decision, judgment or decision with the market prices, okay? So these fundamental values are not the actual prices, right? Remember, they are not the actual prices. These are what should be, and what are the actual prices? They happen in the market, right? So this is, I will give you a simple example for that. For instance, you have you are here and you have a mobile phone, okay? So you have a mobile phone. Sorry, this mobile phone is, I don't know which company makes these mobile phone. Okay, so you have mobile phone and you want to sell it. When you want to sell it, of course you will have something in your mind that okay, I would maximum I would sell at one, minimum the price that is acceptable for me is 1000 RM. I will not sell below this price, right? So this remember, this is your own calculation. This is called the intrinsic value, this is called the fundamental value. But when you go to the shops, right, some shops, if you visit many shops, some people say I'm willing to buy 950, some say 1150, some pay 1100, maybe 1020, right? So these are the market prices. Remember, here people actually buy or sell. So it means when you want to sell, who would you sell? These are the two options that where you are going to sell, but you're not going to sell this one. What would you call him? This man, you will call this man is undervaluing my asset, right? So the prices are undervalued to him, but for him overvalued, for him overvalued, right? Even if someone is willing to buy at 1000, you will say this person is at par, because what I was thinking, he is also thinking the same. Remember, when you do these calculation, you should know what is YTM. YTM is basically another opportunity if you have invested in, right? So this is until maturity, right? If maturity is for 20 years and you are here, you bought this bond, and after 1 year you want to see whether you made profit or not, you will have some price, right? Then you have some coupon payments. So the market price and the coupon payments, when you do that, market price, that is called current yield, right? Because this is not until maturity, but this value that you have calculated is based on until maturity. So the price, when you use it using the formula YTM, means that is until maturity. Okay, I hope you got it. Now the next question is, we understand now that there is an inverse relationship between the price and yield to maturity, right? Yield to maturity, or the market interest rate. So let's reverse the situation now. Again, this bond is giving you 7%, right? And par value is 1000 and it is for 10 years. But in the market, if you invest, you expect that in the future the prices in the market or the interest rates are going to go up, maybe 9%, right? So where should you invest? Ideally you should invest in this market rather than investing in the bond, right? So it means if you invest in the bond, you are losing an opportunity to earn 9%, right? Your opportunity cost is 9%. So what is the decision then? But you are really willing to buy this asset, buy this bond. It means if if in the market the interest rate is 7%, it means you're earning 7% in the market, 7% in from this bond, you would be happy to pay 1,000, no problem, right? But what if market is giving you 9%? Then you will not be willing to pay 1,000. Of course you will say that, hey, in the market I can earn 9%, right? But you're giving me 7%, so I'm not going to pay you 1,000, right? So it means you should be compensated for 9%. And how can you be compensated? Of course you would be willing to pay less than 1,000, right? So it means you will buy at discount. So you can calculate this with 9%, and then you can see. And if it is 6%, like in our previous case, you can even pay more, because if you invest in the market you will get 6%, but this is going to give you 7%. You will even be willing to pay more than 1,000, right? So it means there is an inverse relationship between the yield or the market interest rate and the price. If the interest increases 9%, right, in the market, remember, in the market, if market is giving you 9%, you would be willing to pay less, right? Less than 1,000. Okay, if market is giving you 7%, you would be willing to pay 1,000, right? Because in both cases you are earning the same, your opportunity cost is same. And if market is giving you 6%, you are earning 7%, even you would be willing to pay more than 1,000. So this is, remember, these are the calculation that you will make these calculation for your own decision making. Now there are few situations, because different bonds have different maturities, different coupon rates. Then what is the situation then? Okay, the first rule is, for a given change in the market required return. Market required return mean if the interest rate changes. Remember that 6%, 7%, 9%, right? If the interest rate changes, or in other words YTM changes, right, the price of the bond will change by a great amount the longer its maturity. Okay, so there are two types of the bonds. One bond has a maturity of so let's see from this one. Okay, so let's say we have a bond. We have two bonds, right? 1,000 is the par value, 8% is the coupon rate. The first bond has a maturity of 5 years, and other bond has the same characteristics, but the maturity is 15 years, 8%, right? So let's see if the interest rate changes, right? So if interest rate changes to 9%, okay, so if market is offering you 9%, I would say, if market is offering you 9%, then which of these two bonds will be affected more? Okay, this is the question. If you see here, this is the coupon rate. At the coupon rate, I told you bond will be selling at par. So if in the market it is 8%, they both are not going to be affected. Of course they will be having the same price, right? If people demand, if in the market I invest at 8%, so I can invest in either of these because they are selling at par, right? So let's say if interest rate increases from 8% to 9%, right? So from 8% to 9%, there is a 1% increase. So first interest rate is 9%, right? So which of the bond will be affected more? If I'm you, I will be standing here, I will be thinking that, okay, if I invest in this bond, I can get extra 1%. Sorry, if I'm here, it means if I hold this bond, right? If I hold this bond, I'm going to lose 1%. Lose 1% mean opportunity cost is 9 and coupon this bond is offering 8%. So what is the difference? Difference of 1. Okay, so it means I would discount this bond. I would be willing to pay less for this bond for 5 years, and in this case it means if it is the 9% rate here and it is offering 8%, so it means this, if it continues, it will continue for 15 years and it will continue for 5 years, right? So which one would you keep? Of course you will say that, hey, if I invest in this bond, I will be losing 1%, 1%, 1% for 15 years, right? And if you say here, you will, the pain process will be for 5 years, right? So when the pain process increases, you are willing to pay less, right? So it means which one of the bond, if you see C divided by YTM, C being the constant, and if it is for 15 years, which one is discounted heavily? Of course the one with the high maturity, right? So it means the bond, if you see the bond, 15-year bond with 8% coupon rate, its price is lower than, if it is 9%, its price is lower than the 5-year bond. Okay, so it means the price of the higher maturity bond will be less than the price of the bond with the 5 year of maturity. And now reverse this situation. If the market interest rate decreases to 6%, sorry, 7%, right? So it means now you see this bond is giving you 8%, this bond is also giving you 8%. Which bond? This bond, if you hold this bond, you will earn extra 1%. Market is giving you 7%. Remember, this bond is giving you 8%. This is also giving you 8%. Which of the bond is going to give you extra 1% for long term? Of course this bond, right? So it means the demand for this bond will increase. So when the demand will increase, the people will be willing to pay more for this bond, means 15-year maturity bond, than this bond, then that is 5-year bond. Okay, so you need to just understand this, that longer the maturity, right, longer the maturity affects the prices of the bond. If the market interest rate changes, it will affect more. Affect more mean it can increase more or it can decrease more the prices of the bond with long-term maturity. So you can see that, okay, from this graph. And now we also see an example to understand this phenomena. Okay, the question says consider a 10-year coupon bond and a 30-year coupon bond. So there are two maturities, 10 and 30, with a coupon bond of 10%. Okay, so both have the same. By what percentage will the price of each bond changes to its yield to maturity increases from 5 to 6%, right? So coupon rate is 10%. If yield to maturity increases from 5 to 6%, then what is the situation? Okay, so this is the yield to maturity of 10-year bond and 10-year bond. Okay, if currently we have 5%, if we have 5%, we will use 5 here. The answer is 138.61. okay, and for this one the answer is 176. This bond of course will have the higher price because its maturity is higher. Okay, and if you see, if the interest rate increases from 5% to 6%, mean YTM increases from 5% to 6%, or opportunity cost increases, right? Remember these YTM, don't get confused with YTM. Okay, so what is the price? The price would be 129 and the price of this one will be 155. Okay, so can we see the difference? First of all, we will see the difference of a 30-year bond, sorry, 10-year bond. So that is 129 minus 138. It would be the difference divided by the original price, mean old price. The answer is negative 6.6%, right? So this is the decrease because YTM increased, right? And for the 30-year bond, the impact is nearly the double, because if you see, it is 12.3%. okay, so can you see that if we increase the YTM, because we know the YTM has inverse relationship between the price, but for the two bonds, if YTM increases, the bond with the higher maturity will see the significant effect, than more effect than the bond with the low maturity. Okay, so this is the same situation. Currently they have the high, this was basically their coupon rate. Okay, at that they were at par. So you can see the bond, this is a 30-year bond, then this is a 10-year bond. It is affected more. If it decreases, if it increases, this will also be affected more. Okay, okay, here is the situation again. Let's say for a given change in the market rate of return, the price change will change by proportionally more the lower coupon rate. Okay, so in other words, it says that if we have two bonds, let's say, I will explain it in a way. Okay, this is for instance, this bond has a par value of 100. Okay, currently it has a coupon rate of 5% and maturity is 5 years. Same bond, similar kind of bond, we have the, sorry, not same bond, actually this is a different bond, 100, similar maturity bond, 5 years, and coupon rate is 10%. okay, and currently in the market interest rate is 8%, right? So when it is 8%, so it means which bond out of these two is more preferable? If I am the investor, which of the two bonds I will prefer? If you see the prices here, so in this question they have solved it. So this bond should be selling at discount, because if you see, this bond is giving you 5%, while in the market you can get 8%, right? So here people would not be willing to pay 1000 because this bond is giving them less. So it means they should discount this bond, and the answer or the price of this bond should be, I'm saying, it should be 87.83. so this bond should be selling at this rate, and this bond has coupon rate is of this bond is higher than this 8%, so it means I'm getting more from this bond than I could have got if I had invested in the market. So I'm willing to pay more than this 100 or 1 at the par value. How much? So I need to calculate. Not like I would be willing to pay maybe 150 or 160. I would be willing to pay 108.11. So it means that for this extra 2%, this bond is actually giving me extra 2%, right? So it means this is equal to 8.11, right? So that's why I would be happy to pay 108.11. So this is the current situation number A. Now situation 2B, 2 or B is, if this market interest rate, or if the central bank has announced that the interest rate would be 7%, then what will happen? These bonds are similar in maturity, but they have different coupon rate. So which of these two bonds will be affected more? So this is the question, right? So let's see, let's understand this first. It would be easy. Okay, so now the market is offering you 7%. So the interest rate has decreased from 8% to 7%. Okay, so which of these two bonds will be affected more? The answer is the bonds with the higher coupon rate is affected is less, right? So the bonds with the higher coupon rate, this bond, the change in the price should affect the change in the interest rate should affect the prices of this bond less compared to this bond. Okay, so if you see the situation here, so these will remain same because they are month semi-annual coupon payments, and now from 8% to 7%, so that will be 3.5%, and the answer would be 91.68. New price for this bond will be 91.68, and the new price for this bond will be 112.47, right? This is a very simple case. If you see previously, how much were you getting extra on this bond? 2%, right? But in this case, now you can get more, right? If so, you see you can get 3% extra more in this bond than this bond. Now previously you were, in this case, you were getting 3% less in this bond compared to the market, so that's why you were asking the company to sell this bond at 87.83, right? But here now you are getting 2% less from this bond compared to the market, and if you see, the answer would be this one, right? Now previously you were willing to pay 87, but now you are willing to pay 91.68. Previously you were willing to pay 108, but now you even are willing to pay 112. So that 3% is actually increase, 3% difference is actually equal to 112.47, sorry, 12.47 extra than the par value. So what is the difference? If you see the first price, if we see this part, the difference between 91 and 87 is 4%, right? So you can calculate it, 91.68 minus 87.83 divided by 87.83, the answer would be 4.38%. okay, so this is the change, percentage change. So it means the prices increased. Why? Because YTM decreased, right? If you see, it went from 8% to 7%. So as we know, there is an inverse relationship between the price and YTM. So if it decreases, the price increases. The first case, it is 4.38%, okay? And for the second case, there will be less effect, if you see, because the denominator is already higher in the first case. So the difference would be 112.47 minus 108.11 divided by 108.11. the answer is 4%. okay, so the rule is, if we have two bonds with the different coupon rates of A is not equal to coupon rate of B, but n of A is equal to n of B, then the bond with the higher coupon rate face less changes in the price due to changes in market required rate or YTM, new YTM, or interest rate, right? So if interest rate changes increase more, then the price of the bond with the higher coupon rate will reduce less, and if the market interest rate goes down, the price of the bond with the higher coupon rate will increase less compared to the bond with lower coupon rate. So it means the sensitivity of the higher coupon rate bond two changes in the interest rate is less compared to the bond with the smaller interest rate. Okay, so I will write a statement for you. Sensitivity of the prices of the bond prices to with higher coupon rate is sensitivity of the bond prices to market rate, market rate. The higher coupon rate is less compared to the bond with lower coupon rate.